Hello, tech fans. I'm Kelly Basie, and this is another week of the Gem Factor. What's the Gem Factor? Well, let me show you. Woo! So we talk about jobs and how they relate to gems. Well, you'll find out. Here's why. Because each job to us is really a gem, and there's reasons or gems on why you want to quit your current job for this job. Because we talk about salary, we talk about tech, we talk about, what's cool, what's not, what's perks of the role. But basically, we're trying to highlight a really exciting job that we've been trying to get your attention about for maybe weeks, maybe months, maybe years, because we're recruiters and that's what we do. And we are part of the tech community here in the Northeast Ohio, Central Ohio, even Southern Cincinnati, Ohio, and even Raleigh. We're in all those areas, and we are passionate about technology and certain jobs there. So the Gem Factor is here to highlight one job a week and rank them. And let's just get started. Get ready. All right, so what's this week's job? It is a .NET developer. So let's talk about the tech stack or your first gem. Well, you need at least 3 years experience in the following. .NET, funny, C#.NET, not so much VB.NET, so more the C# side, as well as MVC, that's a must. Nice to have would be some of the web side, so that would be the ASP.NET. Full stack here, so we would like to see experience within SQL Server, as well as the JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Any more technologies added to this tech stack would be a plus. I'm sure being a developer out there that's just passionate about tech and developing, programming and everything probably has a million more interests in certain other code as well. But if you have this as a foundation, you're on the right track in at least 3 years. Newer versions of some of the technologies, not looking for 2.0 here. We're looking for 4 and higher. Newer versions of most of these technologies is also kind of a must-have. So what do I rank this? Because it's a full stack developer, you're not just focusing on one or the other here. Give it a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for .NET. This is pretty much all-inclusive of what you see of the roles out here today. So next we move to salary. Check out this range, 75K to 110K. That's a huge range. Now, if you have 3 years of experience, you're not going to be making $110,000. Let's just put it out there, right? Maybe in your head, maybe in a dream, maybe, okay? Unless you found the new code and you founded some new thing that's making you $1 zillion, okay, then maybe you'd be making more. I don't know. But reality is, if you're on the lower end, like 3 to 5 years, you're going to be closer to that 75 to 80K mark. The higher up you go, if you've been doing it for 20 years, obviously this is going to better compensate you for 110. So it just depends on your experience, but employers here are open for this. Full benefits as well. So we're talking about healthcare, medical, dental, vision, all of that. That's part of a healthcare plan. It's important today, and especially if you have a family or maybe you're paying a ton out of your pocket for benefits here. These are pretty good benefit plans. Also, vacation, depending on what you have. Now, if you have already 21 days of vacation, which is a good amount, sometimes the employers will match it, sometimes they won't. So it just sort of depends on, give or take here. Like you're making 100,000, you have 3 weeks, well, they'll give you an extra week, but we'll keep you around maybe 100, 105. They're not going to boost you up much. You're going to have to probably compromise a little bit if you have those, built up benefits. Like vacation and pay time off. But overall, salary, because it's willing to pay a good range for the right kind of experience, we give it a 10. 10 out of 10 for salary. Again, reasonable and right in with the market value right now. So 10 out of 10 for salary. Oh, and we pause. Emerald RG with a bird? That's our Twitter account, folks. Emerald Resource Group, that's the recruiting firm that, I'm representing and that I'm passionate about talking about and helping people in the community with. And we talk about more jobs. So if maybe you're not a .NET developer quite yet, or you're fit for this skill, but, it's not exactly what you're looking for, well, we have more jobs. And we talk about industry trends and even more on our website and on our Twitter feed, as well as some other social media. So check us out at emeraldresourcegroup.com. You can find out more about us there. Also Twitter. But I do want to introduce one special person here who is actually working on this role currently as a .NET developer with focus within .NET in Cleveland and Columbus. And this gentleman is Justin. So Justin Morris is smiling and excited and passionate about .NET. And you can reach him at jmorris@emeraldresourcegroup.com to find out more about it. So he's happy, friendly, again, passionate about tech and making you happy in your next role, because maybe you're miserable. Just talk to him, okay? Just email him, or you can call us directly and ask for Justin. Back to the gems. Okay, so let's go to growth. That's our next gem or reason on, again, why you're going to quit your job for this job. And this opportunity, this company is actually #1 in their industry and niche. And that's pretty big to say that, they're leading the industry and some of the things that they're doing. Several options as well within your own position. So not only are you going to be working for a larger company that has a set structure, that has opportunity, that is, growing, you have opportunities of growth within your ranking. So maybe you start off at that mid-level because you're coming in at 75 or 80K. You can move to the senior, the lead, or even the management role, depending on where you fall. There's definitely forecasts for you from there. Even the managers, there's going to be room for VP-like roles and such, and who knows, maybe one day you'll be that CIO, if you so desire, or CTO, depending on it. But there's room for you here and room for a future. So you're maybe at a role right now where you're thinking, if I have to stay here 10 more years, I think I'd rather not. Move out of here. I don't know what you would do. But to put it nicely, you'd probably want to consider something like this, okay? Because there's a future for you here. And lastly, being part of a reputable organization, you have budget for IT. It's not just put on the wayside. There's money to invest into new technologies and the like. And if you feel like there's, the team's going to be growing more, or whatever, there's going to be more people added to these teams. So budget's there, it's growing. So I rank this again, another 10. A 10 out of 10 for growth. I don't give 10s as often because I'm picky about it. And when I look at the markets and I look and see what other roles are out there, we really value if this is worth a 10 or not. So this is a 10 for the growth opportunity for your future really invested here. So next is flexibility. So yes, there's flex time with these roles. And that means you usually have a core set of hours, but you can flex those. Come in earlier or a little bit later within a couple hour period and leave a little earlier or leave a little later depending on when you come on. Or, if you have a doctor's appointment, go for it. Schedule it. You don't have to take a half a day, pay time off or anything like that. Just depending on the circumstances, the managers are going to work with you. Also, limited travel. You're not having to commute anywhere where you're paying for parking. You're not going to be going to different sites, going to client meetings, etc. This is definitely on site, maybe occasionally for a training or two, but that'll be welcome travel, right? Because you'll be building your skill set. So definitely limited travel. And lastly, casual dress. If I walked in like this, I'd be probably overdressed to some of these places that are out there. Casual dress. I encourage you not to wear pajamas. I would say that's like being sleepy and lazy. But I'm not going to judge, okay? Because if you work from home, that maybe be a different story. But, at least a nice shirt, put on some jeans, that are clean, and brush your hair a little bit. That'll be great. I will say, though, flexibility-wise, this organization doesn't really want a lot of work from home. Depending on the circumstance, you can work it out with your boss, but you're not looking at, total remote opportunities here or only come in once a week. Nothing like that. You definitely have to report into work, but they will open it up for work from home once you get acclimated. So overall, I say 8 out of 10 for flexibility. Pretty outstanding as it relates to, being forgiving on appointments and everything, but that work from home, I know that's all the rage these days. So because it's not a total kind of open environment for that, I think it dings it a little bit compared to what's out there. So 8 out of 10 for flexibility. Oh, and we pause. Who's Stingray Tag? No, it's not the ocean. No, it's not the roaring stingrays that you hear in the background. don't think they roar. All right, no, we're talking about technology. We're talking about video experts, video producers that have put me here in Hollywood, flown me out for something like this because for you. Just kidding. I'm in Cleveland and I am making top-notch quality videos. If you don't believe it, come and see it for yourself. I make these every week with the crew of, Stingray Tag. I mean, truly, if you have something you're promoting, whether it be a new app, whether it be a new education tool, whether it be a training piece, commercial, whatever it would be, you should talk to these guys, stingraytech.com. They truly are the video experts. Back to the gems. All right, so next we go to perks. So what about, what would entice you to want to leave a role that you're currently in for this? Well, let's talk about the technology. So I mentioned that there's a budget for technology, but there's some pretty exciting stuff around the corner. And that's all I'm going to tell you because you need to talk to Justin about it, but pretty exciting stuff. And it's up to you to find out when you talk to Justin, but also to the managers when you're interviewing for this role. If you're stuck in lame-o zone of your cubicle and wherever company, it's time to get out. It's time to talk about this one and actually boost your skill set. Be on the forefront of new development and new technology. So I'll leave it at that. Perks, you have a say. You have a voice. You actually get to speak up on your team. You're not just a number. You aren't just siloed into one little piece of it and, oh, Kelly, I see her once a quarter from her review. No, you actually have a say. You actually get to collaborate with different team members and your managers. So pretty interactive, pretty fun group of people. Lastly, you actually get a say in training and mentoring other people. So as this organization grows, you get to train and mentor and really give back of how somebody's producing to you. Even as a mid-level developer, you have something to give back. I mean, you have years of experience under your belt. You've toyed around with and found different things that have worked great. So you actually have the chance to do that and pass it along. So overall, say 9 out of 10 for perks. A lot to do with like personal responsibility and just like taking ownership of your role and feeling empowered in your role. That's why I rank this one so high because there's a lot of that in this role. And again, if you don't have that, get out of lame-o zone and come here. Lame-o zone. I don't even know where I got that from. But okay, let's move on to coolness. This is the last gem or again, reason on why you're going to quit your job for this job. And let's talk about coolness. Ownership over code. Okay, so you get your name stamped on like some exciting things, maybe even a patent. Come up with something cool. You get credit. You don't just get like a pat on the back. You get credit for things, and they recognize you for exciting new, projects that come up or that are with your help. Also, headquarters. Secretly, I've been actually talking about multiple roles this whole time, but I found the common factors in them because .NET, we have opportunity in Cleveland and we have one in Columbus. 2 different companies, but these companies have very similar factors, a lot different, but similar things. So whether you're in Cleveland-ish area or whether you're in the Columbus surrounding area, I mean, you should be hanging up whatever you're doing and calling Justin because there's opportunities wherever you may be. I mean, really, truly, you're probably watching this because you're tied to our network or Justin sent you this video and he wants you to see it. Call him because it's not just in Cleveland or it's not just in Columbus, okay? Back to the coolness, giving back, the giving back factor. These organizations care about their communities and encourage people to get out there in the tech meetups, talk about, lead a meetup, talk about some of the training and the new tools you picked up, take a day to volunteer, do something fun with the group. I mean, truly, this is more than just an organization that's about, heads down and busting out whatever kind of work for the day. This is truly about empowering yourself to give back into the community as well. So coolness, I give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 because they're both in awesome locations, booming cities, booming neighborhoods in general. Truly the ownership and code and giving back. So 9 out of 10. So lastly, that brings us to the best part, which is the gem ranking. Fake drum roll, fake right there. Gem ranking for this would be a 56 out of 60. That's a high ranking, guys. So what do? You just watch this. What do you do? Well, a couple of things, a few things. Apply. EmeraldResourceGroup.com, type in .NET Developer. You're going to find multiple positions there. Send your resume in. I don't know, there's no easier way to do it. Or just email Justin, right? jmorris@emeraldresourcegroup.com. Next, tell a friend. If this isn't for you, tell your neighbor, tell the guy sitting next to you in the cubicle or girl or whatever, like, this I think is really for you. It's time for you to move on because I know you've been looking for something a little bit more up your alley. Tell them, because I guarantee the next role that'll be out or one to come will be for you, more for you. And then retweet this, send it out to your social media friends, send it to your mom. Moms are the best networkers, I tell you that. I mean, really, truly, just send it out there, get the word out, because it'll come back, really. I mean, be a good neighbor, be a good friend, be a good citizen. So all that being said, I hopefully, you enjoyed this. This is the gem factor. We get gems, we explode things, but really, we talk about things that we're passionate about every week. So I will definitely see you next week. Again, I'm Kelly Basie. Have a great one.